In previous videos, we talked about evil spirits and some of the ways they harass you. The reason they harass you is because they want to steal from you your sleep, your health, your wealth, and if possible, your soul. But how do you stop this from happening? How do you take it to them? The way you deal with demons probably isn't what you're thinking. It's probably not what you've always heard, and it's certainly not what you've seen on TV. But I know how to deal with these things because the Lord shows me, and I'm going to show you the right way right now. Hey, I'm author Michael Ramsey, and this is Michael Ramsey Books, where I show people how to transform their ordinary relationship with God into a spiritual one. If you haven't already subscribed on YouTube, be sure to hit the red subscribe button and ring the notification bell now. Job 1:8. The Lord said to Satan, "Have you considered my servant Job?" Verse 10, Satan replies, "Have you not built a fence around him, his house, and all that he has on every side?" The fence is, of course, the Lord's protection. More than likely, the fence is angels and other spirits from the Lord who are there to protect you. They guard you from Satan and from evils. Now, unless the Lord removes his fence, which we talked about in the series on the desert, or unless you venture out of the yard, then you're able to enjoy the Lord's protection. Because of his great loving kindness, he has it in place for you. And by the way, his protection is not given to unbelievers, but it may be given to people who are future believers. The Lord, in his infinite knowledge, knows the future and who will become a believer. And even though they're not one now, the Lord knows and gives them his protection in advance. The Lord may also put his protection in place around the friends and family of those whom he loves. It is a gift from him to you, a demonstration of his great loving kindness. Not only are your loved ones purified, they are protected as well because of your righteousness. But just because the Lord has his protection in place around you, it doesn't mean nothing bad will ever happen again. It doesn't mean these evil things are simply going to give up and leave you alone. They're still going to try. They're going to take advantage of any opportunity and any ground you give up. So just how do you fight a demon? And not just the ones bothering you, but other people. How do you fight something that's invisible? Something you wouldn't want to see, even if you could. Believe me, if you could see these things, they would scare the bejeevers out of you. One of the ways you fight them is by using your spiritual weapons, the ones we talked about in previous videos. You must always be on guard, watching and paying attention to what the enemy is up to. Even though you can't see them, you can see the effect of what they're doing. Coincidences, for example, that are anything but. Trace or circumstantial evidence is evident if you're watching. Your spirit, which hopefully is becoming more sensitive and hopefully you're getting better at sensing it, will confirm to you what you're sensing is of supernatural origin. Then, when you pray, bring the scheme you've uncovered before the Lord. Ask him for a word or a verse, which I explained in detail in the video last time. When he gives you a word, your spirit will respond. That's how you know the word is from Him and not just something that randomly popped in your head. Speak the word. Say it out loud and with conviction. The word He gives you contains spiritual power from within. It is power on loan from God. Sometimes you sense your spirit is moving, but you don't receive a word. Sometimes the word you're given doesn't make any sense, or the verse you're given doesn't seem to pertain to the battle at hand. But that's okay. Follow your spirit above all else. It knows things you don't because the Holy Spirit reveals things to it and not you. There are 3 reasons why this type of prayer is not only effective, but very effective. First, it's not a lazy prayer. Lord, please help all the sick people in the world. Honestly, when you hear people pray like this, do you actually think the Lord is going to rush out and heal everyone who's sick? Probably not. I've heard this prayer prayed at least 100 times, and it has yet to occur. But when you've done your homework, when you've been faithful, when you honor the Lord by spending time with Him and making specific, conscientious requests, don't you think He'd be more likely to hear you? If you were the Lord, which kind of prayer would you honor? Second, it's because you've been faithful. It's not hard to believe. Even demons believe. James 2:19. But faith isn't just belief. It's belief and action. By doing, you've done something more than giving mental assent. That's one of the reasons why I instructed you to speak the word or verse out loud. Third, you're not only learning to depend on the Lord, but you're partnering with Him. When the Israelites conquered the Promised Land, they partnered with the Lord. Sure, the Lord could have rained down fire on Israel and wiped out all the evil inhabitants. But that's not how it works. That's not how He works. He's not a lazy God. Because of His great wisdom and loving kindness, He didn't just throw the people a bone. Instead, the Father partnered with His children and fought with them. He went ahead of them. He was actively involved. When you wrestle with evil in prayer, the Lord expects no less of you. He will partner with you if you're willing, if you take the time, and if you put in the effort to partner with Him. Then you'll be rewarded. You'll seize the victory, something most Christians have never experienced before, and your faith will be strengthened all the more. Next time, next step. Again, if you haven't already subscribed on YouTube, be sure and do so now. That way you don't miss a single video. Can't wait until next time. Like me on Facebook and visit me at michaelramseybooks.com.